those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll and tally the votes. Ayes 47, no 0. Measure passes. Moving to file item 70. We're going to pass temporarily on file item 76. Moving to file item 77. Senator Rubio by Assembly Member Rubio. SB 690. Clerk will read.
Senate Bill 690 by.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. California Assembly floor hearing. We're looking at, in particular, the bills 1331 and 1403, if I'm not mistaken, in regards to the Freedmen Agency and the reparations. All right. So this is What's the 411 News. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, Black, to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it.
Users are clever. They will wait until the statute of limitation has expired, and then they will begin to financially and emotionally harass domestic violence victims. Abusers know that victims can no longer hold them accountable, and they know they can use coercive control tactics to trap their victims. Because of these tactics, victims find themselves with their reputations ruined, their job opportunities lost, their finances drained, and they endlessly defend against frivolous lawsuits. Too many victims who are pushed to the brink and finally get the courage to speak up find that the statute has expired. Victims need our support now more than ever. Reasons vary from ongoing trauma and threats from the perpetrator to lack of resources and economic insecurity. We must do better. Unfortunately, this bill was amended down to only 7 years, so even this bill would not cover some of the most horrific cases. But the reality is this can happen to all victims, and that is why we must allow sufficient time to heal and recover before they are ready to come forward to seek justice, before it can become fatal. Thank you, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Rubio. Seeing and hearing no further debate, clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 59, no 0. Measure passes. Moving to file item 79, SB 954, Senator Menjivar by Assemblymember Bonta. Clerk will read.
Senate Bill 954 by Senator Menjivar and others, enact relating to sexual health.
Assemblymember Bonta, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I rise to present SB 954 on behalf of Senator Menjivar. SB 954 seeks to address the sexually transmitted infection epidemic among California youth and improve equitable public health outcomes statewide by expanding teen access to condoms in schools and communities. Specifically, SB 954 will require public and charter high schools to make internal and external condoms readily available to students for free, require a notice be posted informing students of where to get condoms on campus and where to find sexual and reproductive health information and resources, bar high schools from prohibiting condoms distribution in the context of educational and public health programs, an initiative, and prohibits pharmacies and retailers from asking for proof of age or identification for condoms or contraceptive purchases. According to the Department of Public Health, statewide data indicate over half of all STIs in the state are experienced among California youth age 15 to 24 years old, and youth of color are disproportionately impacted. The CDC's youth risk behavior surveillance system shows that the percentage of sexually active students who used condoms decreased from 2011 to 2021. For male condoms, use dropped 67 to 58% and females from 54 to 47%. So we have a problem. The Los Angeles and San Francisco Unified School Districts already make condoms available on their campuses. However, it leaves youth in other regions, including regions with some of the highest rates of STIs and pregnancies among youth, without equitable access to condoms and preventive health care. This is a priority-sponsored bill of the LGBTQ caucus. SB 954 seeks to address these inequities, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Bonta. Seeing and hearing no further debate, clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll and tally the votes. Ayes 51, noes 3. Measure passes. Moving to file item 82, SB 1323, Senator Menjivar by Assemblymember Hart. The clerk will read.
Senate Bill 1323 by Senator Menjivar and others, enacting into criminal procedure.
Mr. Hart, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm pleased to present Senate Bill 1323 on behalf of Senator Menjivar. Existing law requires all individuals accused of a felony who are found incompetent to stand trial to be sent for competency restoration. These individuals are funneled to our state's most restrictive and costly state hospital beds, at times waiting many months in jail before being placed at a state hospital. This process does nothing to disrupt cycles of incarceration, reduce state hospital wait lists, or link people to the housing and mental health services that they desperately need. It also does not serve victims well. The long delays caused by the backlog of people waiting for restoration means long delays for victims in the resolution of their cases. SB 1323 will require mental health experts to determine from the start if a person is likely to be restored to competency. In the cases where restoration is not likely, judges will have discretion to place the person in conservatorship proceedings or specialized treatment. Furthermore, if restoration of competency is not in the interest of justice, judges will have the option to order treatment through mental health diversion, care court, assisted outpatient treatment, or conservatorship. Under SB 1323, the judge will have more flexibility in providing the proper treatment for individuals within our justice system. Recent amendments removed all opposition to the bill. The measure is supported by the California Judges Association. Thank you, and I respectfully urge your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Hart. Seeing and hearing no further debate, clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. 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 Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 42, noes 12. Measure passes. Moving to file item, we're going to pass temporarily on file item 484. Move to file item 90, SB 1070, Senator Padilla by Assemblymember Garcia. The clerk will read.
Senate Bill 1070 by Senator Padilla and others, enacting the healthcare districts.
Assemblymember Garcia, you are recognized.
Thank you, Presiding Officer and colleagues. This bill is addressing a healthcare situation in our district, Imperial County. With only 2 hospitals serving the entire county, the region faces significant health disparities. This urgent need led to a creation of a healthcare district, consolidating 2 agencies and bringing in a hospital from a city. The bill seeks to extend the district's deadline to recommend and present permanent funding mechanism to voters by November 2026 election. It protects the integrity of this new organization and gives it its ability to fulfill its requirements based on a law that you all supported by a 70-0 vote here last year. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Garcia. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll and tally the votes. Ayes 42, noes 11. Measure passes. And we will move to file item 94, SB 219, Senator Weiner by Assemblymember Hart. The clerk will read.
Senate Bill 219 by Senator Weiner and others, enacting the greenhouse gases.
Mr. Hart, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. Today I'm presenting SB 219, a bill joint authored by Senators Weiner and Stern. SB 219 makes a number of technical amendments to two bills passed last year by this body, Senator Weiner's Climate Corporate Data Accountability Act and Senator Stern's Climate Financial Risk Act. This measure will help support the timely and robust implementation of both acts, including allowing corporations to consolidate reporting at the parent company level. SB 219 also extends the California Air Resources Board's window to complete a rulemaking process by 6 months while keeping the requirement for disclosures to begin in 2026. SB 219 passed unanimously out of the Assembly Natural Resources Committee and is support. Thank you, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Hart. Seeing and hearing no further debate, clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll and tally the votes. Ayes 48, no 0. Measure passes. We're moving back to concurrency of Senate amendments. Moving to file item 41, AB 892 by Dr. Baines. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 892 by Assemblymember Baines, enacted relating to health and care facilities.
Dr. Baines, you are recognized.
Thank you, Speaker and members. AB 892 is a district bill which ensures that the Kern County Hospital Authority and the Kern Medical Center Foundation follow best accounting practices and comply with the California Public Records Act. I have worked with all stakeholders, including the nonprofits, to ensure this bill is workable and does not set an untenable statewide precedent for other hospitals or the nonprofit community. The situation that exists in Kern County is unique, so a unique approach was required. I am happy to report that after nearly 2 years of negotiations, there is zero opposition to this bill, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Dr. Baines. Seeing and hearing no further debate, clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 43, noes 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Moving to file item 42, AB 2922 by Assemblymember Garcia. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2922 by Assemblymember Garcia, enacted relating to local government and declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.
Assemblymember Garcia, you are recognized.
Thank you. This bill is back for concurrence, clarifying amendments, makes the bill stronger and greater for economic opportunities for the entire state of California. Respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Garcia. Seeing and hearing no further debate, The clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. This is a 54-vote bill, members. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 59, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Moving to file item 43, AB 3259 by Assemblymember Wilson. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 3259 by Assemblymember Wilson, enacting to taxation and declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.
Assemblymember Wilson, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 3259 is back on concurrence. As a reminder, AB 3259 is primarily a district bill providing needed clarity and flexibility for voters in Solano County to raise local revenue. Last time I presented these bills, the amendments simply add 2 other cities that are seeking that same flexibility, the city of Pinole and the city of Campbell, as well as an urgency clause needed for initiatives appearing on the ballot in November and other technical clarifying changes. As a reminder, this bill does not raise or enact any new taxes. It simply empowers the voters in these areas by allowing them to decide whether to approve local revenue measures. With that, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Wilson. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Members, this is a 54-vote bill. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Assemblymember Wilson moves the call. Moving to file item 44, AB 224 by Assemblymember Blanca Rubio. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 224 by Assemblymember Blanca Rubio and others, enacting relating to private employment.
Assemblymember Rubio, you are recognized.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker and members. AB 224 is back on concurrence from the Senate with unanimous bipartisan support. I am thankful for both my joint authors, Senator Umberg and my colleague from San Jose, for his most recent efforts on this issue. Let's see, AB 224 enjoyed unanimous bipartisan support in the Senate, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Rubio. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll and tally the votes. Ayes 51, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Moving to file item 45, AB 1034 by Assemblymember Grayson. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1034 by Assemblymember Grayson and others, enacting relating to employment.
Mr. Grayson, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, AB 1034 is back on concurrence. AB 1034.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to What's the 411 News. We are watching the California Assembly hearing, and we're paying close attention to Senate Bill or SB Bill 1403 and SB 1331. SB 1403 is the Freedmen Agency, and the SB 1331 is for the Reparations Fund. We're keeping an eye on, in particular, to those. And if folks don't bring it to the floor, then we know what that means, as far as we know how you feel about the Black Americans. And we also understand that we have November 5th to respond, to give our response back if this doesn't go to the floor. All right. So we'll resume and listen in. This is What's the 411 News. Welcome.
Welcome Black to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it.
All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. We'll close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 59, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Moving to file item 47, AB 866 by Assembly Member Blanca Rubio. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 866 by Assemblymember Blanca Rubio, an act relating to juveniles.
Assembly Member Rubio, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. AB 866 is back on concurrence and simply clarifies foster youth can receive the same opioid use disorder treatment as other youth in the state already can. This received bipartisan support in the Senate and has no opposition. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assembly Member Rubio. Assembly Member Waldron, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I urge an aye vote on this measure. It's very important. We're seeing more and more young people becoming addicted and having mental health issues as well. Being able to get access to that treatment as well for foster youth is only fair, and I urge an aye vote.
Thank you, Assembly Member Waldron. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 52, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Moving to file item 48, AB 2496 by Assemblymember Pellerin. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2496 by Assemblymember Pellerin, an act relating to foster family agencies and declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.
Assemblymember Pellerin, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and colleagues. AB 2496 is back for concurrence in Senate amendments. The bill was amended in the Senate to ensure 9,700 of our most vulnerable foster kids can stay in their foster homes despite the fact that foster family agencies can no longer obtain insurance. This is a temporary solution to a dire situation to keep kids in their current homes. I respectfully ask for your aye vote to support our foster kids.
Thank you, Assemblymember Pellerin. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll and tally the votes. Ayes 62, no 0 on the urgency. Ayes 62, no 0 on concurrence in of Senate amendments. Moving to file item 49, AB 598 by Assemblymember Wicks. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 598 by Assemblymember Wicks, an act relating to local government.
Assemblymember Wicks, you passed temporarily. We're going to pass temporarily on file item 598. Moving to file item 49, excuse me, Assembly Bill 598. Moving to file item 50, AB 846 by Assemblymember Bonta. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 846 by Assemblymember Bonta, an act relating to low-income housing.
Assemblymember Bonta, you are recognized.
Thank you, Speaker and members. AB 846 is back on concurrence. Senate amendments ask the Tax Credit Allocation Committee to apply its carefully crafted new rent cap regulations to all existing LIHTC properties. This approach protects tenants and gives developers the flexibility they need. Thank you, and I respectfully request an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Bonta. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll and tally the votes. Ayes 43, no 6. Senate amendments are concurred in. moving back to file item 4, AB 3063 by Assemblymember McKinner. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 3063 by Assemblymember McKenna and others, enact relating to healing arts and declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.
Assemblymember McKinner, you are recognized.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker. I rise to present AB 3063, which is back on concurrence. Senate amendments are technical and clarifying in nature. I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember McKinner. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll and tally the votes. Ayes 59, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Looks like we're going to pass temporarily. We are passing temporarily on item 5. Looks like we will pass temporarily on item 6 as well. And we're going to pass temporarily on file item 7. Moving to file item 9, AB 1755 by Assemblymember Calra. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1755 by Assemblymember Calra and others, enact relating to civil actions.
Assemblymember Calra, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to present AB 1755. Since the end of the pandemic era restrictions on court hearings, the number of lemon law-related lawsuits has skyrocketed. In fact, judges report that in LA County, lemon law cases now represent 10% of all civil filings in the county. 9 years ago, there were about 4,000 a year. This year, it's expected to be 30,000 lemon law cases. As a result, all civil litigants are being impacted, and consumers seeking with defective lemons for cars are struggling to get relief from the courts. AB 1755 represents a compromise between the consumer attorneys, some auto manufacturers, and civil defense attorneys, and some auto manufacturers, most notably General Motors. The compromise has 3 primary components. Pre-trial procedures. Consumers must now inform manufacturers in writing if they want a lemon vehicle bought or back or replaced. It could be an email. Manufacturers receiving the notice must agree to replace the vehicle within 30 days, or else the consumer may go to court. If the parties reach agreement, the manufacturer must complete the purchase or replacement of the vehicle within 60 days, and this notice can be transmitted in the consumer's native language. Additionally, it deals with streamlined early discovery and mediation. If a case goes to court, parties must provide a mandatory set of documents and discovery within 60 days of a case being filed. Plaintiff and defendant must submit to a deposition within 120 days of a case being filed. Both parties must attend mediation within 150 days of the case being filed. Both sides must have a person capable of settling present at the mediation, which is really critical to resolve these kinds of cases. Only if early discovery and mediation fails may the parties seek extended discovery and litigation. Certainty in litigation and timelines and settlements is also part of this bill. The bill narrows the timeline for filing lemon law cases 1 year after the final warranty expires, or 6 years total from delivery of a vehicle, which is still a more generous statute of limitation than all 49 other states. And the bill expedites settlement completion by providing one standard statutory form for repurchase and replacement agreements, thus eliminating the need for negotiations. Requires a settlement to be completed in a timely manner, or else both sides face possible civil penalties and sanctions, and requires the manufacturer to provide the consumer a check or a new vehicle at the time that the lemon is turned in. These consumer-friendly changes seek to promote timely resolution of cases outside court when possible. What the bill does not do, the bill does not alter any fundamental rights under the existing lemon laws. Much like today, manufacturers are obligated to conform vehicles to their warranty. It has no impact on warranties or the Warranty Act. In no way, it does not shift the burden away from the plaintiff at all. And it doesn't add any attorney's fees, and it provides language access, which does not currently exist in our lemon law, by requiring forms to be filled, to be provided both in English and Spanish, and any language can be used to submit your request for a lemon law action. And so with these changes, I'm confident that consumers are going to be made whole sooner. Manufacturers will see a reduction in their litigation costs. And overall, we'll see an unclogging of the court system. And that's why the California Judges Association supports this legislation. With that, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Carra. Assemblymember Lackey, you are recognized.
Yeah, thank you, members. I am rising to speak in favor of AB 1755 because it's a deal to provide concrete reforms to the Lemon Law that was negotiated directly between General Motors and the consumer attorneys of California. The bill is co-sponsored by Ford and I can't even pronounce it right, Stellantis? Thank you. Thus, the big U.S. automakers with the largest market share in California actually support the bill. The concerns about this process are truly valid. No compromise is perfect. The reason for the date of the bill's introduction is that the intense negotiation between two competing interests has been intense. In a perfect world, I wish every manufacturer was at the table, but that wasn't doable. The reason for the urgency in introducing this bill now instead of waiting until next legislative session is that the deal includes an agreement for a mutual moratorium between the consumer attorneys and the Civil Justice Association of California on filing a state or local ballot initiative against the interests of each organization's respective members through the 2026 election cycle. If the bill does not go through, the deal is off, and our chance at reform will have been lost, likely for many years to come. When implemented, this bill will annually save government, auto dealers, automakers hundreds of millions in litigation costs and expedite the solution for consumers so if they can have automobiles they need to get to work, school, see family, and enjoy the state's open spaces. All stakeholders agree that the Lemon Law is drastically needed, and this is our chance to secure real reforms. The real reason that I'm completely supporting this is currently settlements take up to years with this Lemon Law process, years. And the people that can least afford to be without their vehicles are the ones most impacted by that. This settlement will result in months. That's a big, big improvement, and it deserves your support, and I hope you'll support it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lackey. Assemblymember Dixon, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I too rise in support of AB 1755. AB 1755 is an agreement crafted to provide concrete reforms to the Lemon Law that was negotiated between General Motors and other automobile companies and the consumer attorneys of California. The substantive reforms in AB 1755 will save government, auto dealers, and automakers millions in litigation costs, and importantly, expedite solutions for consumers. Consumers rely on their vehicles to get to work and school. It is important we provide an efficient way for their issues to be resolved so they can have reliable transportation. This is a consumer bill at the end of the day, and this is why I am in strong support of it. It's the first change and amendment to the Lemon Law, but it's only procedural. The law itself substantively is not changing in the sense of the contents of the law. It's procedural to make it easier for consumers to report and expedite the repair of their vehicle. And I thank you, and I encourage your aye vote on AB 1755. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblymember Dixon. Assemblymember Hoover, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise too in support of AB 1755. I do think we have a unique opportunity here to vote on something that may not have been possible otherwise. However, I am disappointed in the process and would really encourage this body to come back next year on some cleanup legislation and work through some of the opposition's concerns as well. And if the author's willing in his close, would love to hear his thoughts on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hoover. Mr. Carra, would you like to close?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, to the last point from our colleague, I've spoken with some of the opposition manufacturers and consumer groups and have committed to continue conversations on any details that they feel were missed or that could be improved upon. And I believe that this is going to be certainly an ongoing process, and I'm committed to working with those consumer groups and manufacturers that are not in support today to ensure that we continue to work on this in a way that's beneficial to all Californians. With that, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Carra. Seeing In hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. 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 Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 45, noes 2. Senate amendments are concurred in. Moving to file item 10, AB 2258 by Assemblymember Zabur. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2258 by Assemblymember Zabur and others, enact relating to healthcare coverage.
Mr. Zabur, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, AB 2258 is back on concurrence. AB 2258 codifies existing federal guidance into California law requiring health plans and health insurers to cover services that are integral to the delivery of recommended preventive services without out-of-pocket costs, including reversible contraceptives, PrEP, and HIV and other STI screenings. Senate amendments incorporated the Department of Managed Care's technical assistance and clarified the Department of Insurance's penalty authority. I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Zabur. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 52, noes 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Moving to file item 11, AB 2481 by Assemblymember Lowenthal. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2481 by Assemblymember Lowenthal and others, enact relating to social media platforms.
Assemblymember Lowenthal, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 2481 is back from the Senate on concurrence where it enjoyed bipartisan support. The amendments taken in the Senate reduce the number of triggers that flag and expedite review, narrows who can be a verified reporter to just principals and licensed mental health professionals, both of which can be verified online through publicly accessible databases maintained by the state. It delays implementation and finally removes the private right of action. AB 2481 is supported by CTA, ACSA, CFT, and the Children's Advocacy Institute. Thank you, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Lowenthal. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. 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 Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 41, no 0, 43, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Moving to file item 12, AB 3263 by Assemblymember Calderon, presented today by Assemblymember Aguiar-Curry. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 3263 by Assemblymember Calderon, enact relating to electrical corporations.
Assemblymember Aguiar-Curry, you are recognized.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of Assemblymember Calderon, I rise to present Assembly Bill 3263, which is back for concurrence. Senate amendments permit an electric utility to include costs stemming from a declared state of emergency in the recovery bond applications with the CPUC. Furthermore, Senate amendments adds limits on the dollar amount and the repayment period of the vegetation management recovery bonds they are seeking authorization to utilize. Thank you, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Aguiar-Curry. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 46, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Moving to file item 13, AB 1817 by Assemblymember Alanis. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1817 by Assemblymember Alanis, enact relating to public social services.
Mr. Alanis, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 1817 is back on concurrence after resolving chapter out conflicts in the Senate. Members, I urge and I vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Alanis. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 58, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Moving to item 14, AB 1832 by Assemblymember Blanca Rubio. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1832 by Assemblymember Blanca Rubio and others, and relating to employment.
Assemblymember Rubio, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. AB 1832, which establishes a labor trafficking task force within the California Department of Civil Rights, is back on concurrence. This bill has enjoyed unanimous bipartisan support and has no opposition. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Rubio. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 56, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Moving to file item 15, AB 1907 by Assemblymember Pellerin. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1907 by Assemblymember Pellerin and others, and relating to child welfare.
Assemblymember Pellerin, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and colleagues. AB 1907 incorporates existing child and adolescent needs and strengths behavioral health data into the California Child and Family Service Review System to enable a nuanced assessment of needs and strengths for children and youth navigating the child welfare system. The bill is bipartisan support, no opposition. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Pellerin. Seeing and hearing no further debate, clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll and tally the votes, ayes 60, no 0. Measure Senate amendments are concurred in. Pass temporarily on file item 16. Moving to file item 17, AB 2074 by Assemblymember Maritsuchi. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2074 by Assemblymember Mersucci and others, and relating to pupil instruction.
Assemblymember Maritsuchi, you are recognized.
Thank you very much. AB 2074 it seeks to implement the English Learner Roadmap. This bill aims to close achievement gaps among more than 1 million English learners in the state of California by implementing the English Learner Roadmap that was adopted by the State Board of Education in 2017. Has no opposition, received no votes. Respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Maritsuchi. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 55, noes 56, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. We're going to back up to file item 16, AB 2020 by Assemblymember Bonta. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2020 by Assemblymember Bonta and others, and relating to human trafficking.
Assemblymember Bonta, you are recognized.
Thank you, members. AB 2020 is back on concurrence. Senate amendments focus the bill on establishing protocols and urging law enforcement to collaborate with community-based organizations who support survivors when interacting with survivors of human trafficking. AB 2020 focuses on lifting up and protecting survivors and engaging with community-based organizations as a true aspect of ensuring a public health approach to addressing human trafficking. This bill has no opposition and has received no votes. Thank you, and I respectfully request your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Bonta. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 57, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Moving to file item 18, AB 2086 by Assemblymember Chavo. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2086 by Assemblymember Schiavo, and relating to transportation.
Assemblymember Chavo, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. AB 2086 requires Caltrans to update an existing public online dashboard displaying how specific annual project investments are advancing the vision and goals of the California Transportation Plan. Amendments in the Senate made specific which project investments to track. Respectfully request an aye vote.
I'm sorry, I got distracted there a little bit. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 56, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Moving to file item 19, AB 2098 by Assemblymember Garcia. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2098 by Assemblymember Garcia and others, an act relating to health facilities financing and making an appropriation therefore.
Assemblymember Garcia, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Pro Tem and colleagues, this bill will allow the California Health Facilities Finance Authority loans that were provided to municipal and district hospitals to be extended. We're talking about millions of dollars that many of these hospitals are not in a position financially and due to the circumstances post-COVID to be able to pay back. We are respectfully asking your aye vote to help many of these hospitals keep their lights on, doors open to continue to provide services to Californians.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 61, no 0. We're going to be starting our second round now with our concurrence items for those that were passed and retained. Looks like we will pass and retain once again, file item 21. And we'll pass and retain once again on file item 24. We'll move to file item 33, AB 2903 by Mr. Hoover. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2903 by Assemblymember Hoover and others, an act relating to homelessness.
Assemblymember Hoover, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 2903 is back on concurrence. It implements the state auditor's recommendations on holding our state accountable on homelessness spending. I respectfully request an aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hoover. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll and tally the votes, ayes 57, noes 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Looks like we'll pass temporarily again on file item 36. Looks like we'll pass temporarily again on file item 38. And I think we'll pass temporarily on file item 49 again. We will go to file item 36, AB 3023 by Assemblymember Pappen. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 3023 by Assemblymember Pappen, an act relating to environmental protection.
Assemblymember Pappen, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, AB 3023 is back on concurrence. Senate amendments were technical and clarifying. This bill has no opposition and bipartisan support. I respectfully request an aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblymember Pappen. Seeing and hearing no further debate, clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 57, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. So we'll pass it temporarily again on file item 2331. But we might be able to take up file item 24. AB 2779 by Assemblymember Cervantes. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2279 by Assemblymember Cervantes and others, an act relating to state government.
Assemblymember Cervantes, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members, for allowing me to present Assembly Bill 2279, which is back for concurrence. I want to thank my friend, our colleague from Highland, for being a joint author on this bill and for all that he does for the first people of California. AB 2279 will help provide a coordinated state response to MMIP cases by establishing the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Person Justice Program within the Department of Justice. Amendments taken in the Senate clarify some of the duties that this bill require of the program, including providing technical assistance to ongoing MMIP investigations that are being led by other law enforcement agencies. This bill has had 0 no votes throughout the legislative process. And if I may, on my final point, point of personal privilege, this is also my final bill that I will be presenting as a member of the Assembly. And I just quickly want to say that serving in this House, in this body for the 60th Assembly District and the 58th Assembly District has been the honor of my life. Members, I respectfully ask for an aye vote on AB 2279. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblymember Cervantes. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll and tally the vote size 59, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Looking to see Mr. Gabriel, are you ready, able to take up item number 6, AB 2331? Pass temporarily on that, okay? Okay, we've been through the concurrence in a Senate amendments twice now, but we've got one we can take up here. Moving to file item 49 AB 598 by Assemblymember Wicks. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 598 by Assemblymember Wicks, enact relating to local government.
Assemblymember Wicks, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members. This is a BAFA cleanup bill. I know BAFA is not going to be on the ballot this year, but it will be in future years, so we want to make sure it's ready to go. The bill reflects concerns by the Barrie builders and business groups that BAFA would use its money to raise to leverage changes in land use land use policy in local jurisdictions that receive the money. That is not BAFA's intention, and this bill makes it explicit. BAFA cannot leverage its money to influence local land use policy. With that, respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Wicks. Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. All those vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote size 49, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Assemblymember Aguiar-Curry, you are recognized for your procedural motion.
Mr. Speaker, please move the following items to the inactive file. Item 60, SB 762, Becker, at the request of the author. Item 75, SB 1461, Allen, at the request of the author.
Clerk will note.
Okay, everyone. If you can hear me, please let me know in the chat. If you can hear me, please let me know in the chat. I have some news that I want to bring to everyone. Please, if you can hear me, let me know in the chat. I'm actually pausing the audio source going through the assembly floor. Wonderful. Thank you, Ernest. Appreciate your time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share this current press release. All right. I don't know, it may be kind of hard to see, so I'm just going to go and try to read it. See if I can blow it up as large as I can. Anyway, this is from the CLBC Policy Institute. This is according to their webpage. It looks like the CLBC sent out a press release for those who right now. I mean, technically, I probably could download.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got something to report here. We appreciate y'all checking us out. We got some. All right, we got the. Okay, it's looking like. Let me just double check and make sure what I'm seeing here. It's looking like the status of Senate Bill 1331 from the California Legislative Black Caucus will not be moving it forward this year. In regards to 1403, there has been interest regarding the status of Senate Bill 1403. The caucus was unable to participate in the legislative process collectively and only recently became aware of the concerns and issues with the bill in its current form. One of the primary concerns with the bill is that it's looks like it ceded legislative oversight authority, which is critical given the generational impact this legislation would have. We are well past the amendment deadline. Therefore, the decision has been made to continue working on this bill and to reintroduce it in the next session. There are other bills in this priority package where we've taken this approach to ensure they fully reflect the needs and aspirations of the communities we represent. And again, regarding the status of Senate Bill, that was 1403. Senate Bill 1331, the CLBC, California Legislative Black Caucus, will not be moving it forward this year. This bill is not part of the CLBC 2024 reparations priority legislative package. Therefore, questions should be directed to the author's office. All right, this is dated for immediate release August 31, 2024 statement regarding pending legislation. So it's looking like this is not going to go through. We'll still keep everything live as you guys see it on the screen, but it looks like these folks, the California Legislative Black Caucus, is not going to put 1331 and 1403 on the floor. So for all you black residents in California, people are running for re-election November 5th, 2024. You know what to do. As simple as that. You guys know what to do. All right? You guys know what to do. All right, real quick, let me go back again. For those who are just tuning in, we're going to go in real quick. We're going to go over something real quick one more time, ladies and gents. All right. Okay. Let me just make sure we got audio here. Hold on. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, stand by. Let me get the audio. Make sure that's working.
Amendments, the bill was.
All right, there we go. So we'll get back to that in a second while you guys are actually watching it on the screen. We are going to break this down, but keep your eye on the screen anyway. Although it's looking like 1331 and 1403 is not going to go down on the floor. This is a statement regarding pending legislation from the California Legislative Black Caucus, dated for today, August 31st of 2024. The California Legislative Black Caucus remains steadfast in our commitment to advancing the California Legislative Black Caucus 2024 reparations priority legislative package. The CLBC, for short for California Legislative Black Caucus, has chosen to concentrate our collective energy on the legislative priorities that the entire caucus has voted on and those that positively impact Black Californians. All right, so they're trying to say whatever they're thinking about putting or whatever they have their minds on is what they're feeling is going to positively impact Black Californians. So there has been interest regarding the status of Senate Bill 1403. The caucus was unable to participate in the legislative process collectively and only recently became aware of the concerns and issues with the bill. In its current form, one of the primary concerns with the bill is that it ceded legislative oversight authority, which is critical given the generational impact this legislation would have. We are well past the amendment deadline. Therefore, the decision has been made to continue working on this bill. And I'm sure that referring to Senate Bill 1403. The decision has been made to continue working on this bill and reintroduce it in the next session. There are other bills in this priority package where we've taken this approach to ensure they fully reflect the needs and aspirations of the community we represent. All right. Regarding the status of Senate Bill 1331, that's SB 1331. The CLBC will not be moving it forward this year. This bill is not part of the CLBC 2024 reparations priority legislative package. Therefore, questions should be directed to the author's office. In other words, the CLBC don't want to hear nobody talking to them or hollering at them and getting on their neck about them not moving this bill forward. All right. So I want y'all to be super clear. Be extremely clear. All right. The 1403 was for the Freedmen Agency. if I'm not mistaken, there was no money asked about the Freedmen Agency. It's just getting the Freedmen Agency together. And 1331 is the reparations fund. And so the Black Caucus, California Legislative Black Caucus, has now been saying that, it's not on their radar for this year. Let me see something real quick here. It's not on their radar for this year. Okay. Y'all gotta stand by a second. There we go. So in other words, basically they're giving Black Americans the middle finger, to be kind of, quite frank, if you will. All right, we're gonna still stay tuned. Even though there was a release statement for today, for immediate release statement regarding the pending legislation, the California Legislative Black Caucus is saying that, Senate Bill or SB 1403 is not on their radar. It's not one of the primary concerns. Let me see here. Or saying one of the primary concerns with the bill is that it ceded legislative oversight authority, which is critical given the generational impact this legislation has. Okay. They're saying something about they well past the amendment deadline. Therefore, the decision has been made to continue working on the bill and reintroduce it in the next session. All right. In regards to SB 1331, they will not be moving it forward this year. It's not part of their 2024 reparations priority legislative package. All right. So they want you to refer the questions to the author's office. All right. I guess the person who presented this bill, I guess they want you to refer to that person. So in other words, everybody's wanting to dodge and duck, because they're going to get the virtual elbow, if you will, on the virtual knee strike. And they don't want that. So they want you to refer elsewhere and not to the California Legislative Black Caucus. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what we got. It was for immediate release. We're going to still stay tuned, but, we'll be back. We'll stay tuned for a little bit. And we'll decide here in a few if it's a need to, end this broadcast. All right. This is What's the 411 News, the California Assembly floor hearing regarding Senate Bill 1403 and Senate Bill 1331. Welcome. This is What's the 411 News. Let's get back to it. Welcome back to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it. Welcome back to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it. All right, stand by, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go to a commercial break. And I don't know if there's anything going on with the audio to this assembly, but we'll get right back to it here in a couple of minutes, a minute or so. All right. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 365 Ideas. All right. Make sure you go and check out 365ideas.org. All right. 365ideas.org. And today we're going to talk about 5 ways that you can generate new income. All right. And these might be some ideas that you might not have thought about before. All right. And if you have, then we're on the same wavelength. But if you have not, then we're going to get into 5 different ways that you guys can generate income. All right. Welcome to the exclusive content of 365 Ideas. And we're going to get right into it. We're going to waste no more time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the California Assembly floor hearing. And it looks like that there will be for 1331, SB 1331, that's Senate Bill 1331 and Senate Bill 1403 will not, it looks like it won't be brought up to the floor. Okay.
There's still a lot of people out there.
It looks like it will not be brought to the floor. All right. There was a statement being released. You can go to Twitter and catch the California Black Caucus. As a matter of fact, let me go on there as well. I was reading this from another
Assemblymember Aguilar
source.
Curry, you are recognized for your procedural motion.
Mr. Speaker, there are letters of legislative intent at the desk relative to AB 1780 Ting, AB 2348 Ramos. I move to print the letters in the journal pursuant to Assembly Rule 42C.
Without objection, such shall be the order.
It's looking like the 1331 and 1403 will not be brought to the floor. There's been word about Governor Newsom and 1 or 2 others, because Governor Newsom wants to pursue, who knows, maybe being president in the next 4 years, 4 to 8 years. And so there's been talk about him being real janky and not wanting to support 1331 and 1403. And we also have a few other people that's not wanting to support those Senate bills. But we're going to continue to stay here for a few and determine in a few whether or not we're going to close it out, ladies and gents. All right, so continue watching. We'll keep it live here for a little bit, and if we find any new updates, we'll let you in on it. All right, and yeah, we'll keep you posted. We're gonna stay here for a little bit longer. We appreciate y'all coming in and checking us out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring on the screen. Let's see if we can get it on here. You guys stand by a second. I'm going to try to bring this on the screen really quick. All right. There we go. Okay, we're going to pull this up real quick. There we go. Love it when we go live. Love it, love it, love it. All righty. So there we have it right there on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can expand it a little bit. Where we at here? Let's see if we can get this expanded here. Let's try something real quick here. Oh, I guess it won't. Oh, no, maybe it does. Who knows? Yeah, it does. There you go. All right. So, yeah, you guys are watching it on the screen right now. All right. You're watching this on the screen. As I'm talking, we're going to get into it real quick here. I've read it already, but for you guys, we're just going to be coming in. We're going to go over it again. All right. We're going to go over it real quick. This is the California's Legislative Black Caucus. All right. And you guys, let me see if you can see it on the screen here real quick. Let me see if you can see it. Yes, if you look on the top right, if you guys are on Twitter, there is the their page, the California Black Caucus's page, at CA Black Caucus, as you guys see there. And right above that, it's CLBC Policy Institute. If you guys want to go over there on Twitter and follow them, maybe you want to comment. All right. Comment your grievances to this statement that they put out. All right. So we're going to go over it one more time. Statement regarding pending legislation for immediate release August 31st, 2024. That is today. We're not going to read all of it. We're going to go to specific things. Let's start with Senate Bill 1331. And it says, regarding the status, you guys can read the whole thing. I'll leave it on the screen just for a little bit. Regarding the status of Senate Bill 1331, the CLBC will not be moving it forward this year. The bill is not part of the CLBC 2024 reparations priority legislative package. Therefore, questions should be directed to the author's office. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they're meaning the person who authored the Senate Bill 1331. They want you to refer to that person because the California Legislative Black Caucus, also known as the CLBC, doesn't want no smoke. All right. And looking at the comments here, it says, we figured you cowards would try and stall and derail these bills. Absolutely disgusting and shameful. We all see how you all voted without a lame excuse for illegal aliens to get free, unearned benefits such as the $150,000 home loans. We will not be deterred. The fight will continue. And we'll get into some more of these comments here in a sec. We're going to kind of go back to the Senate Bill 1403 or 1403. And the caucus was unable to participate in the legislative process collectively and only recently became aware. Oh, really? You only recently became aware of the concerns and issues with the bill? In its current form, one of the primary concerns with the bill is that it ceded legislative oversight authority, which is critical given the generational impact this legislation would have. We are well past the amendment deadline. Therefore, the decision has been made to continue working on this bill and reintroduce it in the next session. There are other bills in this priority package where we've taken this approach to ensure they fully reflect the needs and aspirations of the community we represent. All right. And just looking at the first paragraph, it said the CLBC, it is like the second sentence. The CLBC has chosen to concentrate our collective energy on the legislative priorities that the entire caucus has voted on, and those that positively impact Black Californians. All right. So they don't feel that, what I'm seeing, they don't feel that Senate Bill 1403 and Senate Bill 1331 doesn't positively impact Black Californians. All right. That's what it's looking like. So we'll leave this on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. We'll scroll down to the messages where you guys can see what people are saying to the California Legislative Black Caucus. All right. We'll be right back while you guys check out the comments. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and you guys see on the screen is the statement regarding pending legislation is for immediate release from the California Legislative Black Caucus. Is looking like they will not put 13 SB 1331 and SB, which is Senate, stands for Senate Bill 1403. They'll not be bringing it to the floor. This is definitely a blow to Black Americans, because all you guys know, if something goes down in California, a lot of times other states follow. All right. So it looks like they're not going to bring these on the floor. You guys are checking out the comments right now. All right. People are responding to this. This was a deliberate, calculated, politically motivated delay. You can rest assured that there will be a price to pay for those legislative seats. All of you can go straight to H. Y'all know what that is, okay? You are pathetic. $150,000 house welfare for illegal aliens, but $0 for the people. Another study, FU, okay? Extremely disgusting and dirty work. Vote these MFers out of their seats, which is the smart thing to do. They're not supporting you. They're supporting everybody else. They're giving illegal aliens all types of resources and jobs right in front of your eyes. Now they're doing this in real time, and you guys are still going to vote for certain people, right? You got to keep all of that in mind. All right. This is the time to stop thinking that, oh, they'll do something for us. They're going to do it for everybody. They're showing you in real time what they're doing and who they're going to look out for. This release statement for immediate release right now that tells you. All right. Got to pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. This gentleman says when black sabotage acts like this happens by the hands of our own people is the reason why I hate Black people 90% of the time. I'm just saying what others think but won't say. I'm saying it from my chest. All right. You guys are pathetic and disgraceful and liars. Have an opportunity to change our community for generations to come, and yet y'all fail the Black community once again. Just know all your seats are for sale. You are messing with a new generation. Useless CLBC. All right. A lot of people are upset. Okay. All y'all gotta get voted out. You are traitors, criminals, and enemies of justice. No reparations, no vote. All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Statement regarding pending legislation. This is from the California Legislative Black Caucus. This is in real time. This is live for immediate release, August 31st. Then it's looking like they're not going to bring up the Senate Bill 1403 or the Senate Bill 1331 to the floor. All right. One is in regards to the Freedmen Agency, and the other one's for the Reparations Fund. Okay. So we're going to get back into we're going to go back to the floor here. Let's pull that up real quick. All right. Let's go ahead and pull that up. Okay, where are we at here? There we go. There we go. So yeah, let's go ahead and pull this up. All right. We definitely appreciate y'all for watching. Wow. Some weird stuff going on here. Yo, this is really weird, man. They really messing with the stream. This is crazy. Wow.
Recognize.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, looking like we're having some serious difficulties. Looks like streams are getting messed with. Of course, when you're talking about some real things, they want to mess with your live streams, of course. All righty. Our apologies here. There's a lot going on. A lot going on here. Okay. This is crazy. All right, let's see. Oh, there we go. Let's see if we can pull. We should be good now. Yeah, when you go live and you're showing some real stuff here, they want to mess with your streams. Let's see if we can get this in. Let's see if we can get this going. All right. There we go. Should be good to go now. Our apologies here. Looks like everybody's taking a big break. All right. So once again, the California Legislative Black Caucus looking like they will not be bringing Senate Bill 1403 and Senate Bill 1331 to the floor. They're talking about bringing it back the next session in next year. All right. So they're really putting their thumb in their fingers in the eyes of Black Americans because they are giving a lot of the resources to illegal aliens, and they're allowing them to run amok, as you guys have heard in Colorado. The Venezuelan gangs is taking over certain locations. All right. righty. So you guys are watching live right now. The California Assembly floor hearing looking like they're taking a break. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go over the statement one more time. Excuse me. One more time, we're going to bring the statement up. Let's see here. You guys can definitely go to the California's Legislative Black Caucus on Twitter. We're going to pull it up here on the screen and go over this one more time for the family. All right. Let's go into it. All right, y'all see it on the screen right now. We're going to read this whole thing one last time. If you guys want to, if you have a Twitter account, you guys can go look at the top right where you see the California Black Caucus. All right. There's their Twitter handle, or it's called X now, but we call it Twitter X. And you guys can follow them, and you can do what everybody else has been doing. They've been commenting. Their responses to what has happened in this. We're going to read this statement here real quick. All right. You see the comments. We went over the comments. All right. So let's get into it. The California Legislative Black Caucus, also known as the CLBC, remains steadfast. Now, keep in mind, this is for immediate release. This is August 31st, 2024. They put out a statement regarding pending legislation, okay? So the California Legislative Black Caucus, CLBC, remains steadfast in our commitment to advancing the CLBC 2024 reparations priority legislative package. The CLBC has chosen to concentrate our collective energy on the legislative priorities that the entire caucus has voted on and those that positively impact Black Californians. There has been interest regarding the status of Senate Bill 1403. The caucus was unable to participate in the legislative process collectively and only recently became aware of the concerns and issues with the bill. In its current form, one of the primary concerns with the bill is that it ceded legislative oversight authority, which is critical given the generational impact this legislation would have. We are well past the amendment deadline. Therefore, the decision has been made to continue working on this bill and reintroduce it in the next session. There are other bills in this priority package where we've taken this approach to ensure they fully reflect the needs and aspirations of the communities we represent. Regarding the status of Senate Bill 1331, the CLBC will not be moving it forward this year. So they're telling you they're not going to bring this to the floor, is what I'm looking at, and what I believe they're trying to say. All right. The bill is not part of the CLBC 2024 reparations priority legislative package. Therefore, questions should be directed to the author's office. We understand that the legislative process is complex and does not always unfold as initially envisioned. However, we remain committed to our long-term goals and recognize that this is a multi-year effort. All right. So they're telling you, to me, it seems like they say they're going to drag that out as long as they can. They're trying not to put this on the floor, but they're putting it in words to make you think they're going to show interest. So again, it says, however, we remain committed to our long-term goals and recognize that this is a multi-year effort. The work of advancing reparations and achieving justice for Black Californians is far from complete, and we will not be distracted from our mission. We will stay focused on the work at hand, united in our purpose, this gibberish talk right at this point, and dedicated to the cause of reparations and equity for all. Now, notice that. I'm going to read that line again. We will stay focused on the work at hand, united in our purpose, and dedicated to the cause of reparations and equity for all. Not exclusively for Black Californians, Black American Californians, or Black Americans, period. They want reparations and equity for all. So they're telling you what their get down is already. The CLBC will continue to lead the integrity and purpose, ensuring that our legislative efforts are impactful and meaningful for the communities we serve. Now, be sure to go to their page and put your comments down. This shouldn't be the only amount of comments on this page that I'm seeing. And they got 1,139 views, or received that many views, got 10 hearts, 4 bookmarks. We're going to go ahead and bookmark that as well. Now we make that 5 bookmarks because we're going to keep a record. All right. So there you have it, ladies and gents, man. We're going to get into just a little bit more of the California State Assembly, man. Doesn't look like there's no further need to really be on, but we're going to stay on just a few more minutes. And yeah, we're going to see what's going down. All right. So let's go ahead and pull this up. All righty, real quick. There we go. I'm going to get that on the screen. Boom. All right. It looks like they're taking a break. Let me see. It's probably going on 5 o'clock in California. Let me see, 6. Yeah, it's going on 5 o'clock. It's 4:51 California time, 7:51 East Coast time. And it looks like they're probably taking a break. So yeah, we're not gonna even stay on any longer, man. You guys have got the word. We'll keep track of this for a little while, and if anything new develops, we will definitely come back on live. All right, this is the California Assembly floor. It looks like Senate Bill 1403 and Senate Bill 1331 will not be brought to the floor, and that's from a statement that the California Legislative Black Caucus has put out for immediate release on the date that you guys see on the screen right now, 8/31/2024, which is the time the date we are in right now. It's 7:52 East Coast time and 4:52 West Coast time. They're in California. You guys see on the screen, it does look like they're taking a break. The audio's been turned off. And that's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate y'all for coming in. That's it for us. If anything comes out, we'll come back on live and let you know about it in regards to this California Assembly floor. But it appears that they will not be bringing in, you guys see on the bottom of the screen, Senate Bill 1403, which is the Freedmen Agency bill, and 1331, which is the Reparations Fund. Okay. A statement released by the California Legislative Black Caucus said they, in a nutshell, that they're not going to bring this to the floor. So just keep in mind who you guys voted for in California, and they're not looking out for you. So make sure when November 5th comes, you don't look out for them. All right. This is What's the 411 News. We appreciate y'all. We are out of here. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and be sure to check your subscription to the channel. We're here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. So be sure to check us out. Follow us wherever you're watching us from. And yeah, with that being said, we appreciate y'all. Again, if something else develops, we will come back on live. We thank y'all for watching. This is What's the 411 News. California Assembly floor hearing. And we out of here. Peace.
Welcome back to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it.